The gaming industry is arguably one of the most important and innovative sectors in tech today. Its importance to culture, social networking, and entertainment cannot be understated. The term entertainment industry is no longer reserved for Hollywood and the movie industry because gaming is now providing one of the most immersive and awe inspiring forms of entertainment to more than 2 billion people around the globe. Nobody could imagine what the gaming industry would blossom into when they were messing around with Pong joysticks in their basements and competing against their friends for the highest Pac-Man scores in the 1970s and 80s. These simple games would turn out to be the bedrock of today's gaming industry and instant culture phenomena. The gaming industry has undergone a substantial evolution since the 1970s and has moved from a fringe activity into the mainstream. The gaming industry of today is a $200 billion behemoth that is constantly pushing the boundaries of technology and entertainment. The gaming industry has been divided into two parts: the Eastern, comprising of Korea, China, and Japan, and Western, comprising mostly of the USA. The quality of games in both regions has been neck to neck for the past 2 decades. This is due to the efforts put in by the production studios in both industries. The game production is a hard task, but it bears fruits once done properly. The question is, which region is doing a better job? Keeping everything in mind and all the aspects, it can be said that the eastern region especially adopts certain tactics that makes its industry sell at an exponential rate. Also, it can be said that the western gaming industry needs to focus on marketing and outreach if it wants success in the global market. One of the main reasons for the success of the East is their diversity. Today, the Western industry mostly tends to focus on only one type of genre while making games. This includes PvP. PvP or player versus player games is a good way to keep players engaged in the theme. However, it has a higher chance of losing popularity. Gamers usually like newer content while playing, and this format of gaming does not provide that sort of experience. The biggest example of such a game is Valorant, produced by Riot. Riot Games is an American video game developer. Valorant was able to maintain around 12 million active players throughout each month of 2021. The Eastern region uses different genres in its production, mostly RPG or MMORPG. The biggest example of it is Genshin Impact by MiHoYo, a Chinese developer. This game was able to maintain a monthly of 61 million active players. This feat is due to diverse story content it offers and the different elements it uses. These statistics clearly show that the Eastern industry has been able to maintain a relatively larger number of active players, which implies how much more popular it is. However, this does not mean that PvP games are less popular. This only shows that the Eastern industries have a way to captivate the maximum audience and development companies are growing due to this. Coming up next, we have marketing. Marketing is the key to success in any business, and the gaming industry is not an exception. One cannot make a good profit if proper marketing is not done. Today, the Western industry advertises the games on various social media platforms, for example, Facebook and YouTube. They provide promotional videos and try to introduce campaigns in an effort to bring in cloud and maximum attention. This way, it can reach players and potential investors for the game. The same format is used when it comes to the Eastern industry. However, they use a different twist. The Eastern industry uses concepts based on another form of entertainment, anime. The popularity of anime is well known globally. The games released are based on anime settings which attract a further audience and invite them to play. What this does is it shifts the anime lovers to play the games and experience their form of entertainment as a game. This drastically increases the number of active players, further increasing monetization. Now the games have the cloud to work with, and this attracts potential investors to invest money, which was the main objective. This is how the Eastern industry works, and it proves to be useful. Another factor that is not technically a tactic but is a regional advantage is the government. There have been numerous instances where the Chinese, Korean, and Japanese governments took initiatives and provide financial assistance in growing and promoting this sector. Their governments have an inherent belief that development in any sector could provide revenue for the state, and so they help public and private companies collaborate and put out content and awareness related to the games. Finally, we have outreach. Outreach in this sector means how the companies or industry in general interacts and reaches out to partner industries, companies, and players, both local and international. Such a relationship is a necessity in today's world. In this sector, both industries are on par with each other. In this online era, anyone can use media to voice their opinions. Usually, what companies do is hire or pay bloggers, etc., to write up reviews on their games. They usually tend to look out for well-known bloggers with a good social media presence. This way, the reviews regarding the games reach the maximum number of audience, making the games a hot topic for discussion. This encourages more people to write their preferences and opinions regarding the game. This helps the industry to have a good amount of feedback, and then they can attempt to improve the services where they fall short. Another similar tactic is by sponsoring mainstream YouTubers into playing their games. Enthusiastic as these streamers are, they help build hype and excitement for the game. This helps create a loop in which the local community can indirectly interact with the developers, creating a very friendly environment and satisfying both ends of the scenario. Outreach also encompasses another form of engagement, that is co-sponsoring social events. Here companies sponsor certain events which have a proven clout to give insights into what they are developing and provide prospects. In these events, usually the CEO and a panel of executives sit to answer questions of the players and try to portray what could be expected in the coming years. This sort of engagement helps build good public relations. It is very difficult to analyze which is doing better here, but because of this, the West has a chance to overtake and take a step ahead. To conclude, the East has had an upper hand in most of the key areas when it came to gaining popularity. It had good marketing as well as immense public engagement. The East used various methods such as anime, social events, etc. to boost its audience. So, if the West wants to compete properly, it needs to focus on the areas where the East fell short and take advantage of. The West also needs to bring in something new and unique and try to take risks, the very thing which is apparent in the Eastern model. What the West can do is take more public opinion on what to do. What this will do is help them build good public relations and will help them produce content that the audience may find more appealing.